Hey everyone, this is Doug Kenny with Relentless and Unstoppable. Today we have Buzz McCall and Brad McCall describing their racing journeys. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey Doug.
Hey Doug, nice to be here. Thanks.
Glad to have you. So Buzz, give our followers a brief synopsis of what you're known for.
Well, a long racing career that started out in SCCA and ended up back in an SCCA format in endurance racing with World Racing League.
Pretty cool. And you also ran a Cup Series team in NASCAR, right?
Starting from 95 through, I think it was car number 95. From 1994 to 98, we had the Caterpillar team in both Busch Grand National and Winston Cup.
Great to hear. So what was it the SCCA car like?
When we got back into SCCA, I actually had my Pirelli World Challenge Cayman that we ran as a T1 car. Later went to a BMW M3 and T2, and that led us into doing the World Racing League again with the Cayman. That car had about a 10-year life.
Great to hear. And what exactly happened that made such an intense time for your team ownership career?
Well, each of them had its high points and low points. In IMSA in the early days, as an independent team, running against some of the factories and doing pretty well, that was a highlight. Trans Am, of course, was a highlight with championships. Busch Grand National was a highlight. We almost won the championship, lost by 3 points. Winston Cup, I would say, was a low light. Really struggled, but it's all come back full circle, back with endurance racing and the WRL. Won one of the class championships last year and having a great time doing endurance racing.
Great to hear. And didn't you make a breakthrough race recently?
You mean in WRL with cars, or what specifically? What do you mean?
Like with both your team ownership and then being on television?
Oh yeah, we had an opportunity to be a subject of a reality show that was filmed by a very professional team, and the show aired on Motor Trend and can now be found on Haggerty.com. And this TV crew filmed us for the whole year. And it was really, I'm a little prejudiced, but it was a great show. The final episode will be shown this Friday night at 6:00 on Motor Trend, which was our last race of the year at COTA. So like in so many things, the crew got better and better, the team got better and better, and it's really a good show. I encourage everybody to check it. It's called The Drive Within, and you can find it on Haggerty.com. Brad can give you some of the tips of how to find it, but it's really a good show.
Great to hear. So, Brad, give a synopsis of what you're known for.
Well, besides being Buzz's son, I started a racing career of my own in 2013. I established Round 3 Racing and did start off in SCCA and club racing. Did that until my dad joined me in 2016. That's when he joined, and he was racing in T1, and I eventually moved up, and I was running that Cayman, that famous Cayman that ran a world challenge, and that my dad drove. I eventually drove that in T1. And while we were out at the runoffs in Sonoma, we made the decision to move into endurance racing, and we've been doing that now since 2019. And we've built this from a 1-car program at our first event to now a 4-car program with some GT4 cars and some Porsche Caymans, and have really grown the program into something special. I'm, like my father said, had a TV show about us and had a pretty good following and have some sponsors and a lot of great drivers. So, I think following my father's footsteps, I think I've built a pretty nice program with our 3R.
I would say probably following entire tracks.
That's right. Good.
That's really cool. Didn't you witness some of the Cup Series program too?
I did. I was in college when he was doing NASCAR. And then when I graduated college, that's when he was in Winston Cup. And I got to go to some of the events and I got to be a part of it as a fan, but, also behind the fence, being back with the team. And it was really exciting, but just quite honestly, it was also a very stressful time. I know my father was very stressed. It was a different time in NASCAR when you actually had to qualify for races. There were 50 plus cars showing up for 43 spots, and he didn't have the provisionals that you needed. He didn't have the standing that you would have like today to get into races without having to qualify. And they did a great job at a lot of them, but missed, the Daytona 500 a few times, a couple nail biters. So I know it was a real stressful time, and it's hard to believe from people who enjoy racing, but our entire family at the time was encouraging him to get out of racing. It was so stressful for the whole family, and we were all real happy when he stepped down and stepped away from NASCAR. Things have changed pretty significantly since those days. Now it's by a franchise, and you basically get in without really having to qualify. Probably still just as stressful for some of them, but it was just definitely the right time for him to step away. But yeah, I enjoyed it as a fan, but as a family member, I was happy to see it end.